My name is Kevin. I teach at Engfly. A lot of these lessons can be seen online. Check it out at www.engfly.com for this lesson and many others. Today I want to go over a word that is used many times and in many different ways in the English language, and it's a simple word, and it's slang. So, the word is John. Many ways of using this term. One way that you will definitely hear all the time, and this is it's a term used, and most people in America will use this. You'll hear it on TV. You'll even hear it in songs. People say it all the time. So if you have someone says John Hancock, we have John Hancock. Okay. Basically, this is the person in American history who signed the Declaration of Independence. And he signed it in such a beautiful, large way that it has come to mean a signature. So, someone says, I would like your John Hancock. Sometimes you're not quite sure what that means, but what they're saying is, I need you to sign this. Give me your signature. If you go into a bank and someone says, well, I need your John Hancock on this, basically they're saying, I need you to sign this paper. Used quite often, all the time in terminology in America. John Hancock is a signature. Also, another way of using John and this has many versions as well, as John Doe. Now, a John Doe is someone who is anonymous. Anonymous means you don't know their name, or you don't know who they are, or they don't want that person to know. Now, sometimes when you're filling out a form, it could be for work, it could be something online, they'll have some type of form that'll have name, and they'll have 2 lines on it. And they'll fill it in just to show you. And they'll write down John Doe as an example. Surname Doe, first name John. And it just shows you how to fill it out. And they use this term to show what to do. It's this very simple term of John. Another way of using John Doe is during a police report. Now, sometimes you'll see on the news, or even sometimes you'll hear it on a radio, is when they're saying a John Doe is missing. Now, in this case, when you're saying John Doe, it's not using the actual name. Police use scanners all the time in their cars, their radios, and they'll say, we have a 6-year-old John Doe missing, we need to find this person. They won't say everything about it because they don't want everyone to know, so without giving out information over the radio waves or on TV, they will say John Doe. Just means the person's name is not known, and they don't want people to know it, so it's anonymous. Police use that term all the time, not giving away the actual name. Another way, the word John Doe, the phrase is used is when it's when you're in an embarrassing situation. It could be you don't want someone to know about it. It could be when someone, it could be at university, say someone had something embarrassing happen to someone. Instead of saying their name, you could say, yes, this happened to it. One time this person was late for their class. this John Doe ran into the wrong class and everybody laughed at them. Instead of saying that, you just use the word John Doe. Teacher may be talking about a student in a class. Instead of saying who that person is, they could just say the name, John Doe. Yes, this John Doe wrote the wrong paper one time. He copied it off online and got a 0 for the grade. So you say John Doe instead of that person saying without embarrassing them in that situation. Basically, okay, last way of using John Doe is a little bit more morbid, but it's used in hospitals. Police use it as well. It's when a situation when a body is found. Now, usually this body is a dead body, but if the person doesn't know who they are, because they don't remember, it can be John Doe. Or if someone is so sick that they're not conscious and there's no identification on this person, they'll call this person John Doe. Usually, when a body is found, a dead body, with no ID, no identification, they can't, until they can figure out who the person is, they will call this person John Doe. If a person is brought in and they're still alive into a hospital or police, but for some reason they can't speak or there's no identification, they'll refer to this person as a John Doe. If the person is a female, the first term is changed to Jane. Jane Doe. So we have John and Jane Doe. Just to keep, if you don't know who a person is or if you want them anonymous. Now, the term John can also be used basically for a person who wants to pay for sex for prostitutes. So a John is someone who sleeps and pays for prostitutes. Now, prostitutes. This prostitute will say this term often. Oh, my John didn't pay me last night, so I won't be with that person again. So this term you'll hear as well. Many movies you'll hear the term when the street workers or prostitutes are saying, "Oh, did you have any Johns tonight?" And they're referring to someone who just sleeps with prostitutes. One of the last terms for John is simple. Many parts of America, they'll use this phrase to refer to a toilet. A person will come in, usually maybe in more rural or suburban southern areas of the United States. They'll come into a business and say, "Hey, can I use your John?" "Hey, where's your John?" Even when you go into someone's house, they could say, "Can I use your John?" Just means toilet. Where's your toilet? Can I use your toilet? Can I use your John? Lastly, very simple. John is just a name of a person. I'm going to visit my Uncle John. It's just a name. Can also be written that way as well. Pronounced the same way, John.